Welcome back, everybody. I told you we'd be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. We are back here with the Truck Series this time go around. And looking at the track, you're looking about 2 miles. Track temps 83 degrees, air temps 80 degrees, 16-mile-an-hour wind, though. So you're definitely going to have some wind come into factor. But I got a different guy in the broadcast booth this week. We got Caleb Collins, the driver of the Scooby Doo machine, up here in the broadcast booth this week with myself, Ricky Gonzalez down there in the trucks, going to put down a lap time and hopefully put it in the victory lane. But how the hell are you doing there, Caleb?
Zoinks, Dylan, I'm great. How about you?
I just had to do that. Oh,
I
man.
was I was gonna try to do my impression, but I don't know. I've heard you do impressions, and honestly, I don't know if I could set the bar even any higher than that. So I figured I'd just better not try.
Like Zoink Scoops, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, there you go. I'll let
See,
you do the impressions.
no, you can't do that. But it's just another day, another dollar. I'm getting these guys qualifying for Michigan here tonight. I believe it is. Whoops, hit the wrong button. I'm gonna bring that back up. Oh no, I just opened it up again. Wrong one. As we got 50 laps here in the truck race, so definitely going to be five. Well, it is 5 laps longer than the Arc of Menard Series race, and definitely going to see what these guys can do. 17 guys out here tonight with us running, and got some new faces, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at this number 39 machine because Ricky pointed something out to me, or was it you? That
Yeah, that's probably me. Yeah, the happy toast in
Tyler
honor of
Bramble
his win last week.
put on the happy toast here tonight after
I love
his
it.
win last week, and that is just a face you'd love to see. He's got all the support in his back system as he puts it P number 3 so far on the board. So Mark
Not
Thomas
bad.
up
Carrying
there.
some momentum over from last week too. Apparently, that's a pretty fast lap.
Yeah, very fast lap indeed. Trying to do what he possibly can. But Mark Thomas, P number 1, 40.018. Everybody is still kind of close to each other. Dakota Camper puts it P number 2. Kevin Foster moves up to P number 3. Still waiting for Thad Marshall as he puts his number 187 up to P number 5.
Yeah, and it ought to be interesting to see kind of how the racing compares to the ARC race. If you were tuned in for that one earlier, these trucks, from talking to the guys before, a lot more downforce. Of course, that's pretty typical with these trucks compared to the ARCA cars. But it sounds like they get around the corners pretty similarly, actually. And it's these 2-milers. The reason I never feel like I'm very good at them is because it's so tempting. You can go for a few laps. You can go full throttle a lot of times, depending on track temperature and the rubber buildup and so forth. But on fresh tires, a lot of times you can go full throttle just all the way around this thing almost, but you really burn up that right front tire. So it'd be interesting to see. You're going to have some movers and shakers. Probably, like you mentioned, because this race is going to be about 5 laps longer than the ARCA race, not expecting to see as much fuel saving going on. Probably not going to have guys putting across the finish line out of gas like I was, but it still should be pretty interesting to see who does a good job saving tire and who takes 2 over 4 or none like Kevin Foster did in the last race. Should be a lot of fun to watch this one.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun. Tires don't really make a big difference, especially here at Michigan. We did this in season 1. And, me and Ricky did this in the ARCA race. Give me your favorite driver to win tonight and give me a dark horse pick.
Favorite to win in a dark horse pick, man. So first of all, for dark horse, does Tyler Bramble count at this point? Coming off a win, which is the first win we'd seen for a while for him. I don't might have been his first win in core on the ovals at least last week. Somebody will have to fact check me on that one. Tyler may be like,
That is
no.
Tyler Bramble's very first win.
Okay, so does he count as a dark horse now this week? What do you think?
Um,
I mean, that's a quick time.
I would
He's running that
say-
happy toast machine.
I would say he's the favorite with all the momentum that he had going from Bristol.
Yeah, he's looking, and with a quick time, he's starting P4 in this one. He's looking really good. Mark Thomas, man, fired off a real quick lap there. It looks like, of course, we can't forget our points leader, Paul Butler, back there in the 77. He's going to be running from back to front. Dakota Happy Camper has been fast all season long in these trucks. He's starting up at the front for this race. I think my pick to win it, though, you know me, Dylan. We root for those Texas boys, and I think I'm thinking Kevin Foster with that ARCA run under his belt now, and how good he usually is in these trucks. I think we're going to see that rust bucket with the ratchet strap on the hood and the donuts down the side. I think we're going to see that number 8 in victory lane tonight. What do you think?
Well, so your two picks are going to be Tyler Bramble. You kind of gave.
If you can call
like
him a dark
4.
horse.
Yeah, you kind of gave off 4, but.
Well, I'm saying we're going to have a lot of guys being good, but I think my dark horse, if you can call him that, is going to be Bramble. I think my pick to win it is probably going to be Kevin Foster in that 8 truck.
See, I think I'm going to have to go. Okay, just hear me out. Dark horse, the number 15 of Brandon Mettler.
Okay. Yep.
Puts
Not a bad pick.
himself where he needs to be. Was able to get a win in the Core Premier Series. Knows what he has to do to get up there and get a win. My favorite, though. Dude, there's just so many people, but I think the favorite. Oh, man.
It's tough, isn't it? There's a lot of good trucks out here today.
Yeah, You know what? I have to go with it. The momentum is running high. He's been up at the front pretty much all season long. He just got brand new pedals. I'm going with the pole sitter, Mark Thomas.
There you go. I like to hear it. The Muffin Man is pretty quick on ovals. He's don't let him fool you. He likes to let you think he's a road racer primarily. I'm not so sure anymore.
Yeah.
Old Muffin Man's pretty quick on these ovals.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be something to watch out for. Your race can turn at any chosen time as you get ready to see these guys go 2x2. Coming out of turn number 4, you're going to see the pace car go down at pit lane, going to go back up to Barney's got the green flag. They can't go till he drops it. Mark Thomas, Dakota Camper on the front row. We are back to racing with a Core Camping World Truck Series as they dive off into turn number 1. It is side by side, but look at this 3 wide. Kevin Foster up through the middle. Oh, caution is going to come out. Oh, that's somebody just went up to the moon. Did you see that?
I did. I couldn't tell who it was. It's a blue truck.
There's so
they are
much,
gone.
There is so much to unpack.
We're going to have to see some slow motion here.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and go to slow motion camera here. We're going to go to turn 1. Oh, we'll go to turn 1 and 2. Digger 1 and 2. I don't think they made it that far. No, they didn't. So
no.
let's go ahead and rewind this just a little bit because it got a little sketchy here for the number 8, 50, and 51. You see there the 8 touches the 50, touches the 50 again, gets him loose, hits the 51. and that just sends the 51 spinning, and I think it was maybe the 013 that went to the moon. We're gonna have to look here. Yes, it was. It was the
Yep.
15. It was the 15.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
now look.
Morant is just gone.
We do
That's
now. You know how our favorite section is Houston. We have liftoff, and in 3, 2, 1, there's the
there. It
liftoff.
is.
And
That's it. That's
yeah,
the biggest liftoff I've ever seen, I think, in iRacing.
yeah, that liftoff was something fierce. But the 87, I don't know what happened to the 87. I think he was just checking up to miss it. Just lost control just a little bit. Got hard on the brakes just a little bit too much. And
So easy to do in that
Paul
situation.
Owens,
Wow.
AJ
I
Chantry,
mean,
David Tilford.
Jelly, what do you have on the left front of that thing? Somebody needs to check that 54 truck for a pogo stick in the
Yeah,
left front.
you know what though? This man made it through somehow. I don't know how Brennan Mettler made it through the melee. But we're gonna go ahead and ride on board real time with the number 50, with the number 15, and get his perspective on how all this unfolded.
Oh my goodness.
You see there, David Tilford comes up in front of him. Oh, where do you go?
Bobbing and weaving.
Not a single scratch on the number 15 machine. As we're going to go ahead and cut back to the live scene here. And, it's definitely going to be something different as I have to play double duty. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back here. Had to delay the green just a little bit, as that was just I don't know how to call it. I mean, everybody.
Yeah, I think when in doubt, probably you just call it a racing incident. Obviously, whenever you go 3 wide in turn 1, that's going to tend to happen. You can point fingers one way or the other, but man, that's 3 wide into turn 1, Dylan. They're sure making it exciting for the broadcast.
Yeah, definitely making it exciting all the way around, and you definitely don't want to see it end that way, as it looked like Dakota Camper's back there in the back along with Kevin Foster. So they're gonna have to work their way back up to the front, and hopefully a lot of these guys did just run that I think pretty much everybody ran the Arcus race, so they got a little bit of racing under their systems. So maybe, hopefully, we can see these guys clean it up just a little bit and see if if we just can't make this race go completely green the rest of the way.
Tell you who this worked out perfect for. Paul Butler now is instead of starting at the back, basically full race restart starting in P8 now back there in row 4, and Mark Thomas, the Muffin Man, he was in that a little bit, got a little right side damage, but doesn't look too bad. He'll still be starting on the pole here for the restart.
Mark Thomas with a great jump going through turn number 1 and 2. And Mark Thomas clearing everybody else, but behind them, they do have a battle as Stan Hausman moves up to P number 3. Thad Marshall going to try to use the draft of Mark Thomas as he's trying to break that draft all the way down the backstretch. And Derek Booker, P number 4, looking for P number 3. Down to the inside, going to make the move on the 36, going to slide up in front. Move that number 86 back up to the podium spot.
There you go, Derek. Another good guy to see up front racing with him in the podium there. A guy that's still trying to get his feet wet in the league here and on these ovals and get all the experience under his belt he can. He's running good.
Yeah, running good as we got Thad Marshall on the outside of Mark Thomas. Not able to make that pass just yet as he is cleared Mark Thomas. Now he's got the 86 all over that outside of the number 50 machine. That 86 is on a mission, and he's not going anywhere. He's going to undercut the 50, 3 wide for the lead, coming off turn number 4. Who's going to get credited for leading the lap is going to be the 187 of Thad Marshall. But look at Derek Booker making his way up to the front. Going to try to dive it down into turn number 1 to get that lead away from Thad Marshall and move Derek Booker up to the race lead. Slide job, chopping the nose off the number 187. Going to sling it back down low to kill that momentum. Almost slides back up in front of Thad Marshall.
He thought about it, didn't he?
He really thought about it. As this happy toast, almost says sad toast, looking to get up there towards the front. And look at this, Derek Booker from the back to the front, up 14 positions, is going to lead a lap in the Truck Series. And I think now is a good place for him to be like, hey guys, I led my lap. You guys can go on ahead and go around me.
No, are you kidding? Derek Booker has himself the lead. He's worked so hard for this. No, he ain't going to give that up without a fight. Plus, that clean air, Dylan, you know that clean air, it'll make you feel like Superman whenever you got some pretty fresh rubber underneath of you like that 86 does right now.
Yeah, fresh rubber for the number 86 machine. Going to try to make his car or truck as wide as he possibly can. Looking back here, the 87 is going to look low on the 15. Going to draft with the 15, going to look low again, 3 wide back here for P number 8. 87 backs out of it, doesn't want to take it 3 wide into turn number 1 and 2 as Kevin Foster, Ricky Gonzalez trying to make their way back up towards the front, 2 Texan boys. As Brandon Mettler looking to the inside of Tyler Bramble, 3 wide with the 87 going down the backstretch into turn number 3.
And they're going to hold it there, it looks like. Good, clean racing so far. Nice, wide track here at Michigan. I would like to say maybe they've learned something from lap 1, but every time as a broadcaster you say, oh, yeah, they've learned something. They're going to clean it up now. Everybody's going to race clean. That's when the caution immediately comes out. So we're just going to avoid that topic altogether.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are finally found their groove here as now they've noticed. And, you know, with Derek Booker coming off of turn number 2 like that, you know, diving it all the way down to the inside, I feel like he's killing his momentum doing that. And, you know, it's something that you don't really want to do. You want to keep that truck up in a straight line, because the more you swerve and go around, the more time you're going to lose. As they're side by side, Thad Marshall and Derek Booker. Then you got Mark Thomas and Joe Sullivan side by side, as Joe Sullivan is up 10 positions from where he started, so he's a man on the move here tonight.
And Dylan, you brought up an interesting point. That's the big debate. You hear them even talking about it on Sundays, watching the NASCAR race. And is it worth breaking the draft? IndyCar, you see them break that draft all the time, jump down low and break the draft. Is it worth it here in the trucks? What do you need more, momentum or draft? I'm not so sure which it is. I don't know if anybody really has a full grasp on it for sure. But it worked for Booker for a couple of laps there. But you see Thad right back to his outside now, giving him a run for it. Looked like he led that lap again. Can Booker get a slide job here? Not quite. Going to stay down low. Look at that. 3 wide racing behind. Somebody's in the wall.
Yeah, Paul Owens actually got in the wall there. Not sure if he meant to do it, but he slapped it a good time there. As you see,
just
everybody
letting it know
running on the outside. So you got
just
more.
Giving that wall notice.
Yeah, he's saying, hey, the wall needs to be poked out just a little bit further. It's taking up a little bit of my track.
That's right. Just moving it out.
And look how quickly, you don't save your tires just a little bit. And look how quickly that Derek Booker goes from second. He's still in second. So Daniel Stein is in 16th.
He was part of that first lap crash. He's trying to earn one of those laps back the old-fashioned way. He might just do it too. He's got a good shot of it, but we've raced with that before. Not the kind of guy to let someone pass without earning it. So we'll see how he does here.
Yeah, looking behind a Thad, you see him. Everybody's running different lines. Derek Booker down on the inside, Daniel Stein in the middle, Thad all the way up top, and look at that. Daniel Stein gets a little bit loose coming out of turn number 2. Almost gets to the side of Derek Booker as we have 2 trucks off the pace, as it looks like Paul Owens and Daniel Camper.
Yeah, sounds like Paul's coming to the pits.
Oh, maybe a little bit of a strategy here, maybe?
Could be. I think we're not too far off the window right now.
I think by the number 87 and the 15, or the 87 and the 86. As the 87 got a great run coming out of turn number 2, going to get one of those laps back the old-fashioned way, Bill Elliott style. And look at the 86 just diving down to the inside. Slide job by the number 87.
Oh, no, and the points leader, PB, is in the wall.
Oh, I see him back there. Hey, Paul, just letting you know that Ross Chastain still does not work, buddy. As Daniel Stein has a mirror full of Thad Marshall. Got his lap back. Look at Mark Thomas up there on the high side all by himself. As Derek Booker trying to figure out which line he wants to run with. Going to help Daniel Stein get back around Thaddeus Marshall. Pushing him into turn number 3 and 4. Still side by side, Thad Marshall and Derek Booker. Derek Booker backing out just a little bit. Going to try to almost faked out Thad Marshall. Like, hey, you know what? You want to take the bottom? I'll take that high side. Well, wait. You want to take that side? I'll take the bottom.
Going to get a little side draft there on the front stretch. Not too bad. See if he dive bombs it in here. And he does. But got that lap car up high, so he's not going to get to pull up in front of Thad like he'd like to here. Thad's going to get the run off and take the lead back going into 3.
Yeah, now, not going to lie. If I was Daniel Stein and I'm the lap down traffic, best believe I'm playing both lanes. Oh, the high side.
Oh, you better believe it.
The high side is getting the run. Let me help the guy on the inside as Derek Booker's going to bring it down pit lane this time by.
I kind of like that move. If you're going to have to stop twice anyways, you're in the window now, I think, at this point. I'm not the greatest mathematician, but I think we're about there. Yeah, come down, get you some fresh tires, put you a little gap on the field. If you do what the leader does, you're just going to keep following the leader. You got to do something different.
Yeah, definitely Definitely going to be something different here tonight. As we look there, it looks like the 54 of Paul Owen still in pit lane. Not sure what happened to him. And I think PO might be done for the night, possibly. As we have more trucks going down into pit lane, the 19 and the 8 go down pit lane. But the battle ensuing. The 187 of Thad Marshall going to drop it all the way down to the inside to block that run from Mark Thomas.
And it sounds like he will be pitting in this time too. So he's kind of caught on. He's thinking it's time now.
Yeah, you see it there. Brandon Metler all the way back up to the front. Ricky Gonzalez from the back to the front as well. Ricky Gonzalez up 14 spots as Mark Thomas and Thaddeus Marshall both go down pit lane this time by.
So how long, Dylan? You've seen all these other trucks coming to take their stops. Say you're out there and you're running P1, P2, P3. How much longer are you going to stay out here?
You know, honestly, with it being Michigan and a high track for draft is going to be everything. You know, he's going to have to do something. And Brandon Metler elected to come down this time by to inherit the lead to Ricky Gonzalez. And Brandon Metler had a slew of cars coming in with him. The Happy Toast, Joe Sullivan, Daniel Stein, the 36, and Stan Hausman. It looks like David Tilford all down pit lane this time by. But Ricky Gonzalez still out there running down laps. Just put Thad Marshall a lap down, as obviously he'll be able to get that lap back as soon as Ricky goes down into pit lane. But me, nah, man, I'm trying to make it halfway through the race so I know I can make it on one stop. As Ricky Gonzalez in this time by.
Oh, hang on to it, Ricky.
Down.
Hang on. Woo! That was exciting.
So this is going to be a two-stop race. Nobody was able to get it to lap number 25. As it looks like maybe the race leader is going to be the number 8 of Kevin Foster when it comes back around. As, you know, that lap 1 incident got him back up here to the race lead.
Yeah, he can run a little bit further than everybody else. You know how good
Ricky
Kevin Foster is at
Gonzalez
saving gas.
Already out of pit lane, so he did not take tires. He elected just to take fuel. But
that's maybe not such a bad idea because, like you were saying, Dylan, the draft may be a lot more important than tires here. And you know that if you have to stop again, if you're not going to just try to save the heck out of this second run, which I think you're going to have to stop again, a splash and go is not such a bad idea.
yeah, you know, from what I heard in the in-race interviews of the last race, I mean, you can confirm it. They only had one set of tires.
Right,
So,
yeah.
You know, I think if Ricky did not slide into pit lane, he would have been better off. But with him sliding into pit lane, that could hinder the chances of that, you know, saving those tires. Maybe take your lefts on the first stop and then take your rights. Because everybody knows on an oval, your rights are going to burn way faster than your left. So you want some sort of newer grip on that machine. And me personally, I would have taken lefts on the first stop and then taken rights on the second stop.
Well, and you can see just how quickly Mark Thomas is now gaining on Ricky, and I think you're going to see Mark as he comes into turn 2 here and going onto the backstretch. Ricky's not going to put up much of a fight. I think you're going to see Mark go straight to the lead, assuming Kevin Foster has to come down here pretty soon. That'll be the lead spot here once it all cycles through. So tires are working out so far.
Yeah, and you know, Kevin Foster was one of the first people to pit on that long green flag run, so Definitely going to see what these guys can do and see who took tires and who didn't. That's going to be the longevity of this whole thing. Or do you just go down pit lane, not take your tires, and just hope for a caution? I mean, it could go either way, but with these guys getting stretched out like they are, I do not see a caution in anybody's future.
No, and I tell you who doesn't look like they're thinking about anything that we're talking about right now is the 87, the 86, and the 087, or excuse me, the 187, because they are all still out there just racing hard, door to door at this point. They were 3 wide last lap. Now the 87 is going to pass Ricky Gonzalez on the inside here. He's still working. He's still trying to get that lap back the old-fashioned way. And Thad and Derek are not giving each other any room to work.
Yeah, Derek Booker is putting Thad to the test. Almost gets in the back of Ricky Gonzalez. Had to take a different approach into turn number 3 and 4. Now, where does Thad Marshall go? He sees that. Now, if I was Thad, I would have went with Derek Booker. You see the run that Derek Booker had coming out of the corner. But I think as of right now, he might be in conservative mode. Mark Thomas has gotten the lead away from Kevin Foster. And, it could be, let's just save some more fuel. The 51 back there in the back, he's just riding along, saving fuel as well. So definitely going to be a tough one to watch as Derek Camper not taking his fascia pair. Possibly going to wait for the end of the race to use that fascia pair.
Yeah, don't blame him. Just to be on the safe side, but like you said, Dylan, it's hard. It's hard for me to think that we're going to get a caution flag as strung out as these cars all are. They have so much more downforce. They're a lot more stable than the ARCA cars. Generally, we have a lot fewer cautions in this race, in the truck race, than we do the ARCA race, and we didn't have any in the ARCA race tonight. Already had one in the truck race. I think you're going to have to play the long game here. If I'm betting on it down there driving on track right now, I'm planning to go green the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, as it sits right now, Mark Thomas letting the 87 by. He knows that he's a lap down, doesn't want to put up too much of a fight, but Brandon Mettler fighting with Derek Booker for that P2 position. Down to the inside goes the number 15. And he's going to move up to P number 2.
Good slide job there from Mettler. Interesting. Yeah, this track is really. I don't know if it's the temperature or what it is with this. Of course, we run fixed setups in this league, but it's really provided some good options as far as where you run on track.
Yeah, I mean, you see dive bombs coming from any and every which way. And then, you got your guys that just want to, hey, guys, listen, we got 50 laps, let's just single file. Let's work our way up to the front pack and the leaders. And then worry about the battling with, 5 to go. Let's just work together. It's kind of like running a plate track. You want to work together with everybody that's out there. Keep everybody together and make it a good finish.
Yeah, and we love watching it. We love them putting on a show and making these passes back and forth. Even whenever you run a long green flag run like this, these guys are still putting a good show on track for the broadcast tonight. That's always fun for us.
Yeah, looking back here though, Stan Hausman right behind the 10 of Matt Crockett, Tyler Bramble, and that Happy Toast. Number 39 right behind the number 36. And Stan Hausman actually, very well respected racer. Always there when you least expect it. Tyler Bramble in that Happy Toast scheme, going to run the inside this time by. Going to try to keep Joe Sullivan behind him. As you see there, Tyler Bramble has changed the whole graphic from 0 to Happy Toast. So
I love it. That's great. I know he said it's a one-off scheme. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. Maybe after every time he wins a race.
Oh, he got
pull that
tagged!
out. Oh,
He got
no!
tagged!
Oh, that's the wall.
That is the wall.
That's not gone well.
No.
Oh, and he's stuck. That's going to be a tow. Golly, you hate that for the Happy Toast machine.
We're going to go ahead and rewind this here and just see what exactly happened. I think he went to go pit, and I think Joe Sullivan, you see there, going through turn 3 and 4, Tyler Bramble up high. Joe Sullivan running the inside, comes down in front of the 76 to go into pit lane, and he just got on his brakes right in front of the 76. 76 had nowhere to go.
Yeah, it looked like he just didn't know he was going to check up that early. And I'm sure if he did, I'm sure the 76, knowing how Sullivan races, he would have given him a whole lot more room there. It looks like he just didn't know Bramble was gonna slow up that early going to the pits there.
Man, you hate to see it. As the 15 has taken the lead away from the 50, as he is down into pit lane this time by Ricky Gonzalez falling back to P number 4, Thad Marshall in P number 2, as it looks like Thad Marshall battling with Matt Crockett. And that's going to slow him down a little bit, as Brandon Mettler has, I believe, the 87 in front of him. So Brandon Mettler want to keep that number 87 in front of him, use him as a drafting choice, and then sooner or later use him as a pick. So Brandon Mettler doing what he needs to do to be up there in the front. Ricky Gonzalez and Kevin
wrong
Foster.
race.
Yeah,
wrong race, Dylan.
Wrong race. I just did it again. Ricky Gonzalez and Kevin Foster are down pit lane this time by.
And this, you would expect to be the last pit stop. Should be able to make it to the end with plenty of fuel from here. And, might see some guys like you were talking about, kind of taking less fuel, not filling the entire tank up, and maybe taking 2 tires instead of 4 here, and saving a little bit of time and playing some strategy that way. Because you would imagine the truck would probably handle just fine here at Michigan on right side. It's not going to be quite as fast, but like you said, as long as you got a drafting buddy, might not be the worst idea, especially if you save 4 or 5 seconds even sometimes in the pits doing that.
Yeah, and I've noticed what the pit stops entail. It entails about 2 people at a time going down pit lane, so you always have a drafting buddy. That is not the case for the 187 or the 87, as they both went down pit lane by themselves. So they're not going to have any draft help, but their newer tires are going to be able to pull them up next to another competitor, as the 11 goes down pit lane this time by. So the only 2 cars out there that have yet to make their pit stop are the 15 and the 77.
So what do you think the strategy here is for the 15 right now? Is Mettler planning to take no tires, splash and go as little fuel as possible, and try to save some time?
Yeah, Mettler's going to go into pit lane this time by. We're actually going to follow along with Brandon Mettler. See what he does. Does he take 2 tires? Does he take 4? And can he get back out there in front of Paul Butler? As it looks like Paul Butler's going to come around. Paul Butler is going to stay out. So inherit the lead over to Paul Butler. The 86 and 187. Oh, he overshot his pit. Brandon Mettler taking no tires, just fuel only, as he's out and away. But here comes Mark Thomas. I don't think Mark Thomas not on the lead lap. Now he is. And now you got Thad Marshall, you got Derek Booker, you got Kevin Foster. No, not Kevin Foster. So you got the 87, the 86, and the 187 all trying to track down the 15. He's going to come up right in front of everybody, and he's still your race leader once Paul Butler's down into pit lane this time by.
Yeah, it looks like PB got his lap led, made his bonus points off of that, and decided it's time to go ahead and stop.
No, Paul Butler
Oh,
spun it
no.
on the pit lane. Going to go ahead and do a little bit of a rewind here, see what happened.
Getting all he could.
Oh, he got
PB
in
living
the
up to that
wall,
nickname.
too. He got in the wall. No, Paulie. Just got in there just a little bit too hot, and around she goes. Oh, that wasn't that bad of a hit. I thought maybe it was a little bit worse, but you see there on the front end of that Yoder, not a lot of damage. As Thad Marshall is your race leader. But look at that. No tire. Brandon Mettler on his back bumper, along with Derek Booker. Derek Booker's going to dive it down to the inside. You got two guys with fresher tires, then you got another guy with no tires. Can Thad Marshall hold off the late charge from Brandon Mettler? But now Kevin Foster's in the picture.
A little three-wide race. Oh, no. Oh, again.
Kevin Foster.
Oh, Kevin got sandwiched for the second time this race going into one.
We're going to go ahead and jump back to replay, watch and exactly see what happened. Oh, three wide again. Dan Stein comes up off the wall. Net code between the 86 and the 8 and the 87. Oh, man.
Good
they were
grief.
Able to keep it green.
Deja vu all over again for Kevin Foster. Sorry, Kevin. Call it the broadcaster's curse. Snake bit here in the truck race.
Ricky Gonzalez is now your race leader. He was able to pass all these guys, and now Ricky Gonzalez up to the point.
Yeah, made a pretty brave dive from way back going into turn 3 there and made it stick. It seems like a lot of these guys, the fast lane is around the top, or at least once the tires wear a little bit, but Ricky just dove it down into 3 and took off and came out of 4 as the leader.
And look at him go. He's pulling away from Brandon Mettler and Thad Marshall. Got almost a second on both of them, so Ricky Gonzalez has this truck and track figured out. No thanks to me, because, I gave him a little bit of a tip on what to run. I don't know if he ran it or not, but definitely going to see. Definitely going to ask this man what he did, see if he ran the settings that I told him what to run. But so far it is Ricky Gonzalez out there in the race lead. Brandon Mettler, P number 2. Thaddeus Marshall is going to round out your top 3.
Tell you what, that looks like some fresh tires. I wasn't paying attention to what Ricky took whenever he came down to pit. You mentioned it. He saved his set of tires after that first pit stop. What you bet he took him on that second pit stop, because that thing is out in the wind. She's flying. It looks like he's got some 4 fresh tires on that number 7 truck.
Oh, let's look at pit stop time here. Ricky Gonzalez definitely took tires.
Yeah.
14.8 seconds for Ricky Gonzalez. 9.8 for Brandon Mettler. So Brandon Mettler took his tires on the first stop.
And it paid off for Ricky. I mean, you got to give him credit for that kind of forethought. That's the kind of forethought I don't usually have in these races. And that's why I don't usually win them. But certainly worked out really well for him, where he had to be patient and kind of baby the tires there after that first pit stop. Now it's paying off, and he's out in the wind.
Yeah, he's definitely checking out. Up over 2 seconds on Brandon Mettler and Thaddeus Marshall. These two are the closest battle, other than it looks like Matt Crockett, Joe Sullivan, Matt Crockett, Stan Hausman, and Kevin Foster all underneath a blanket. It looks like Kevin Foster went into pit lane, grabbed that fast repair, got his truck. No, he didn't, actually. It's still all damaged. up just didn't look that way with a ratchet strap holding that hood down.
That ratchet strap is working, man. It's been working for what are we at week 6 or something like that here in the season. I can't believe that ratchet strap has held that hood on every week in this truck series.
Yeah, that ratchet strap doing what it needs to do to get Kevin Foster through these races. And we've seen Kevin Foster win a couple times. We've seen Kevin Foster dominate a race and have internet issues. We've also seen him, not struggle per se at some of these tracks. So it's definitely good to see Kevin Foster, you know, have a good race. And you hate to see it when he doesn't have a good race. As we have a battle for P number 2. Brandon Mettler gets passed by Thad Marshall down to the inside. Did Brandon Mettler use up his tires? Can he get back around Thaddeus Marshall for that second position? Down to the
Gonna
inside.
give it a good run here. Little side draft. See if he dives down into 3 here. And he does. See if we can get a slide job off of 4.
Yeah, there's a slide job.
Well
Move
executed.
the 15 back up to P number 2. Thad Marshall going to have the run. Going to look down to the inside. So another slide job coming in at turn number 1. Can he make it stick? Is going to be the question for the number 187. As Brandon Mettler is going to dive it down low. Thad's going to wash up. Same with Brandon Mettler. And Brandon Mettler's going to have the run coming off the corner.
Yep, here he comes. Dive down to the inside. See if he tries the same thing again. And he did. Good run there.
Yeah,
and Thad's going to have one more chance to try to get that second position. But I don't think they're just racing for second at this point with 1 lap to go because Ricky Gonzalez is gone.
Yeah, right now our biggest battle is going to be these two right here, as Thad Marshall has one more opportunity to make a run at P number 2. Not going to be able to catch the leader. But what does Thad Marshall do? He's going to dive it in, not going to get to the back bumper. May have a good run coming out of the corner. Brandon Mettler had to back it down ever so slightly. But Brandon Mettler is going to be able to hold off Thad Marshall for P number 2. Ricky Gonzalez is going to bring it home for Texas. For Ricky Gonzalez, Brandon Mettler, Thad Marshall, going to round out your top 3. Derek Booker, a strong finish up there in P number 4. And if I do say so myself, Ricky Gonzalez is our biggest mover of the race.
Yeah, no surprise there. I don't know if he tapped the wall in qualifying or what happened there, but he had to start at the back. He didn't get a qualifying time in. And man, played that pit strategy just perfectly. Good to see that. Of course, we're fans of our broadcast buddy and our teammate there, Ricky Gonzalez. We'll have fun watching him burn it down and getting to talk to him after the race. But yeah, great race, as you mentioned, Dylan. Great race for Mettler. Of course, Marshall makes his return and comes in P3 here in the trucks. Fantastic race for Derek Booker. Good race for Hausman too.
Yeah,
up there in the top 5. Couldn't sleep on him tonight.
Yeah, everybody was making it worth known. As we're going to go ahead and run down these results really quick before we get ready to start interviews. And in first is going to be Ricky Gonzalez getting the race win here tonight at Michigan. Second is going to be Brandon Mettler. Third is going to be Thaddeus Marshall. Fourth is going to be Derek Booker. Fifth, Stan Hausman. Sixth is going to be Joe Sullivan. Seventh, Matt Crockett. Eighth, Kevin Foster. Ninth, John Crane. 10th is going to be AJ Chantry. 11th, Paul Butler. 12th, Dakota Camper. 13th, Mark Thomas. 14th, Tyler Bramble. 15th, David Tilford. 16th, Daniel Stein. 17th, Paul Owens. And rounding out your 18-car field is going to be the number 013 of Joe Morant. while we are waiting, we're going to go ahead and bring in our third place finisher. That's going to be Thaddeus Marshall. And, Thad, this is Dylan and Caleb in the booth.
Yeah.
Kind of, well, first off, welcome back. Long hiatus from the Core Racing League. And, you put it on podium your first race back.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. It ended up running the GT series last night and put it on the podium in the AM series. So not too bad for a couple nights coming back into the core.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen you dominate the dirt side of things. You're starting to venture off into the oval side of things in the road course races, and did just one hell of a race all the way around. Did what you needed to do to put it up on the front row, and just trying to do what you possibly can to try to catch Ricky Gonzalez, but was not able to run him back down.
Yeah, unfortunately, I took tires on the first pit stop, and he took them on the second. So I mean, it's just bad judgment. It's just bad judgment call on my part. I mean, congrats to Ricky and gave him a little nudge at the very end, letting him know I'm happy for him. But I'll stick for P3. I tried to send it in on Metler and just got way too tight and shot up the track. Had to get out of it.
Yeah, you and Metler though got to bring out the you and Metler slide job after slide job after slide job, and if anybody tuned in a little bit later, they would have thought that you guys were battling for the win. Because I mean, all our eyes were focused on you two, as you guys were just going back and forth every lap.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was nice that we both stayed off each other. And Derek Booker, on the other hand, really made me nervous quite a bit in that race, especially him chopping the nose off of the truck. But luckily I was smart enough to lift and not turn him and ruin both of our races.
Yeah, and I also brought that up going into when he had the lead, and me and Caleb were talking. It was like, with Derek Booker coming off of turn number 2, diving down to the inside and then coming right back up in front of you, he's just going to scrub a little bit more speed off of his car, and you were going to get the run on him later in the run, and that's pretty much what happened. He wanted nothing to do with anybody's draft. He wanted to show that he can put that car up to the front. But with a place like Michigan, you're going to need that draft when you least expect it.
Oh yeah, and I had the broadcast going on while I was racing, and I overheard you and Caleb talking about like how aggressive I can be and not letting people by. And I'm trying to tone it down a little bit at least. Now, coming a few weeks when ARCA and trucks go to Knoxville, that may be a different story.
Well, I mean, I'm the same way. You've ran with me on ovals. I've ran with you on ovals. You ran with me on dirt. I've ran with you on dirt. There's nothing I can't do on dirt that you can't do better than me because you're just the dirt king. I'm just there to have fun. So, we both are super aggressive. That's just how we are, and we'll keep it clean. That's just us. That's how we end up doing it. But phenomenal first race back on the oval side. Next week you go to Chicagoland. Is that a track that you're looking forward to, or are you just going to hope for the best?
At this point, I'm just going to hope for the best. I mean, I've touched oval just a handful of times here coming back, just trying to take a little bit of a break from dirt as much as I can. And, it's nice to come back to core. You got a good group of guys over here, and for the most part, it's really clean racing.
Yeah, I mean, we love to have you back, and glad to see you're back. And before we let you get on out of here, Thad, and go celebrate, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I'd like to thank you and Caleb for putting on the broadcast, Core for putting on the truck series, and D1RT Racing over on the dirt side, and my family for watching, and from my wife for supporting me and letting me do this.
All right, Thad, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here and celebrate with the wife. And we'll be seeing you again on Monday night.
All right, sounds good.
All right, that was our third place finisher. Going to go ahead and move up to our second place finisher. That's going to be Brandon Piggyback Metler. And I think, Caleb, you can go ahead and take over our second place finisher.
Well, first of all, I just want to say that somebody here tried to give you the broadcaster's curse, Brandon, and it didn't work. I'm not naming names, but
Oh,
congratulations on avoiding that. Can you tell us, just give us the rundown of your race and dodging all the chaos tonight and racing hard there for a lot of laps and bringing it home P2?
Yeah, no, that was actually a really, really fun race. I really didn't know what to expect. I hopped in here with 5 or 10 minutes after practice and was able to only take 1 or 2 laps of practice in before qualifying. So wasn't really sure what to expect. But I think that big first wreck kind of mixed things up at the beginning, took a lot of fast cars out that would have been up there racing with us, but was able to dodge that. Kind of had a few close calls in that, but we still made it out of there. And a long green flag run, I took my tires that first pit stop cycle and felt like I had a lot of speed, passed a lot of cars, felt like I was flying through there. And by the time the second cycle came around, I would have guessed Ricky would have took his tires because he's way faster than I was. But if he didn't, he just had a way faster car than I did. He had a really good race on Ricky. He really deserved that win. So hats off to him. Had a really good race with Thaddeus there at the last run too. That was a lot of fun. Slide job at each other and crisscrossing each other and everything like that. So all in all, a really great race and a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of fun for us to watch. You guys putting on a clinic, looking like a dirt track race almost out there on asphalt with all the slide jobs and crossovers going on and games being played, jumping into the turns. Talk about, so how much of a learning curve was it adjusting from the ARCA race we just ran and how those cars were handling and jumping in these trucks, like you said, with next to no practice? How did it handle compared to what you were expecting?
Well, it's a little bit different because I'm one of the few guys that doesn't run the ARCA cars in these. I come from Tour Mod short track on Tuesday nights, come straight to here. So we were running Tour Mods at Linear for 150 laps, and I came in here running trucks at Michigan. So a little bit of a big change, but like I said, didn't really know what to expect. I'm not really a big track guy, but if I never have to turn right, that I usually do pretty good because I'm usually pretty good in the oval. So Michigan's really fun in these cars. Really don't have to lift that much, and you can really steer the crap out of these through the turns to get it to turn. So tires really didn't wear as much as I thought they would. Honestly, they probably didn't get anywhere below 80% no matter what run we had. So definitely interesting to see how the tires worn out because they didn't really wear out that much at all. And just the way Michigan runs, you can run a top side, which is pretty rare in short tracks. So being able to do that here and be competitive is really fun.
So are we expecting to see you next week then at Chicago, or how do you think that race is going to go?
I think we should be able to be there. I don't see why not. Like I said, I'm used to short tracks, so I've never run there before. But honestly, I don't know if I've bought the track yet or not. But we'll see when we get there and see if we can turn some laps and get a good finish again.
I've lost count of how many times I've said that in core now at this point. But hey, apparently all it takes for you is a couple minutes of practice and qualifying. So before we let you get out of here, is anybody you want to thank for that car?
Yeah, I got to thank my primary sponsor on the truck tonight, BAM Racing Videos, YouTube and Facebook. A lot of cool, real racing videos and pictures on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all the platforms up there. I've got to thank all the Five Kings Motorsports teammates I have that run with me every single night in short tracks. We run short tracks Monday through Thursday, and it's a really good group of guys that help me out and have fun with that too. So got to thank Five Kings Motorsports and all my sponsors on that end as well, especially MF Racing Designs. Make some badass paint schemes for us week in, week out. A coding setup shop and the Buck Kicker has screwed us really well in the past too. Also got to thank Carl and all the admins for putting the league on and for you two to be broadcasting late at night. I know Dylan's in Indiana, so he's on the Eastern time and it's approaching midnight for him. So I'm not sure where you're at, Caleb, but obviously appreciate you guys getting our name out there and giving us an image for Core Racing League.
Well, I'm down here in Texas, so I'm not too worried about. Yeah, I'm not too worried about time just yet. But man, it was sure fun watching you race up there, and good to see you getting that podium. And looking forward to seeing what you can do next week.
Appreciate that. Really fun one tonight. Hats off to the guys.
Yeah, not gonna lie though, Brandon, I did pick you to win the race. So.
See, I wasn't going to
appreciate
point
that.
fingers at who tried to jinx you,
Well, I'm
but
sorry, but I have to go with the Indiana native. So, I mean,
Preach,
can you
preach.
blame me? I mean,
Well, last time we talked, we were at Myrtle Beach and Supers, and I come off a win, so I'm not mad at you.
see, look, see,
I'm not mad at you too
that's why I
much.
did it right there, because the man has commitments.
there you go.
All right, Brandon, we're gonna go ahead and let you
Uh,
celebrate it, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again on Sunday.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, now it's time for the race winner, the man of the hour, who I was talking crap to before he did the race. That's stuff for off camera and off set, but the man, the myth, the legacy, Ricky
There it is.
Gonzalez. This is Dylan and Caleb in the booth. Got a copy.
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
All right.
So now since Ricky's a broadcaster, Ricky, I guess we'll just let you interview the winner at this point.
Nah, y'all do a tremendous job up in the booth, man. You're two of my really good friends too. So, no, y'all. This is all y'all's.
All right. Question number one. Did
All right.
you use the settings I told you about in the race?
I
That's a
did.
no.
It's
did.
okay. You
He
can
said
tell me
so.
no. You can tell me no. It's not. You're not going to
No.
hurt my feelings.
Well, we didn't do qualifying, so I didn't run the 10-1. But I know you told me to do 12-1, and I put just enough offset in it just so I could get the truck to rotate a little bit more. But no, yeah, we kind of ran your stuff, but we kind of did. I say like 50%. I got the 12-1 right, and then I just did filling on the offset, just what I liked, and went from there.
So, if you put it that way, Caleb, that means I get 50% of his winnings. No.
Yeah, it's a big
or,
zero.
Or
Oh,
50%
a
is
big
not a
zero.
passing grade.
Yeah, you get 50% of zero because I didn't win. I'm not going for points, so I didn't win anything.
You won my heart. How about that?
Right, I'll take that.
I mean,
Number one in Dylan McDonald's heart.
yeah. See, you put the car on. I mean,
Put that on a trophy.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
you didn't qualify. You started from the back. You're up 15 positions from where you started. Getting the race win here tonight, able to capitalize on, saving your tires for the last stop. You slid into pit road like you didn't know how to get into pit road there. You slid in there, saved your tires for when they really needed them, and walked away with a finish for a win.
Yeah, we didn't qualify. I wanted to be back there with PB. PB is the reason I get into this stuff and definitely got into core. He's helped me tremendously. It's funny because I call him he's the head of the core IT department. So any issues that come about, I always hit him up. So I kind of wanted to help him keep that points lead. I'd love to see him win a championship. He runs really, really clean, and he's just an all around a good dude. But yeah, we came down, almost looped it coming to pit road. Didn't take the set there, and just I was trying to save the right front as much as I could. The first off, we were in the 70s, and then came back again. We're in the 50s, and then able to slap the freshies on. And then me and Foster were working really, really well together. We're just drafting each other, trying to bide our time. We knew we were quicker than the guys in front of us because when they flew by us during that first stint, it looked like they took their tires. So we were just trying to draft, and then Foster got caught up in the accident with Booker and Stein, and felt really bad for Foster because I really wanted Texas boys to come 1-2. But yeah, we just hung in there and finally got a dub. It feels good. Not running for points this year, but it is what it is. Just too much going on in life right now with work and traveling, and didn't want to try to miss races and lose out on the opportunity for that. But yeah, we'll try to get a championship some other time when I'm not traveling as much. But yeah, it definitely feels good to win. I hope Caleb heard what I said over the mic coming to the line.
I did not. You care to share, or is that an after the broadcast thing?
No, so everybody knows Team Tequila. Everybody knows
It's tequila time tonight, baby. I couldn't get it done. I ran out of gas. You got it done, man.
Yeah, everybody knows me, Caleb, PB, and my brother Mark, Team Tequila. Anytime we win a race, we take a shot at tequila. So I came over the radio and said, Caleb, get the bottle ready. About to take
That's
a shot.
right.
So
Oh, it's ready.
Here we
It's
are.
in the fridge right here. It's ready to go, buddy.
Yeah, so it was a fun race. Took it 3 wide there at the end, and just the truck stuck, and yeah, come home with victory lane tonight.
All right, Ricky. Before we let you get on out of here, enjoy your little tequila time. Is there anybody on that Legacy Power number 7 that you would like to give a shout out
Yeah,
to?
yeah, obviously Legacy Power. Definitely hit up them if you're looking to go residential solar. Everybody at TTR, there's a lot of people involved with that race team. You know, 2 of the guys in the broadcast booth right now, they're on that team. So appreciate everything that they do to make us fast. Goose Graphics, 1776 Motorsports, appreciate everything that they do. John is a tremendous friend, and I'm glad to see that he's doing well with 1776. Everybody at Core, Carl, and admin team, you guys in the broadcast booth, appreciate it. Love watching these truck races back when I go back and watch it at work. Give a shout out to Paul Butler, Kevin Foster, PO. They were all down there in the chat with us. Eric Andrews, if you're listening, that's for you too, bud. Just a lot of people, man, all around. You know, very humbled to win, and yeah, we'll go next week to Chicago. Hopefully, have the same result. We're not traveling for a little bit, so that's good. So be able to run some races with you guys, and yeah, feels good to win. Forgot
Hey,
how
you
it felt
better
to win.
before you forget, you better thank Morgan.
Oh yeah, and Morgan too. Without her support,
I got
she's
your back.
probably she's probably listening in the other room saying, "What about me?" And my bad, love you, babe. Without your support and let me do this, get away for a little bit, and little does she know, she let me nap for 2 hours, so now I'm
Oh,
about to take
that's why you won.
take some
Man, winning
melatonin and go back to
strategy.
sleep.
All right,
Yeah,
Ricky. We're,
Caleb.
we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here. Enjoy your tequila time, and we'll be seeing you again on Friday night in the
Yes, sir.
MSRL at Auto Club.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Appreciate it, boys.
All right, that's going to do it for our race here tonight. We're going to go ahead and run down our race results here as we have Ricky Gonzalez finishing P number 1, Brandon Mettler in 2nd, Thaddeus Marshall in 3rd. Derek Booker, a strong performance from Derek Booker tonight. Turned that car around, got himself a top 5 here tonight. Stan Hausman running out your top 5. Joe Sullivan in 6th, Matt Crockett in 7th, Kevin Foster in 8th, John Crane in 9th. In running out your top 10 is going to be AJ Chantry. 11th is going to be Paul Butler. 12th, Dakota Camper. 13th is going to be Mark Thomas. 14th is going to be Tyler Bramble. 15th, David Tilford. 16th, Daniel Stein. 17th is going to be Paul Owens. And 18th is going to be Joe Morant. Want to send a special thanks to everybody out there that has liked, shared, subscribed to CRN. Without you guys, we would not be anything. It is also, we just had a 1-year birthday for CRN, as Jimmy and Carl made CRN last year in February. And so far, we have surpassed our first goal of 300 subscribers, on our way to 500 by the end of the year. So if you are new here, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hit that little bell notification. Turn on all notifications so you guys don't miss a single beat on CRN. Make sure you tune in over at the UCRL Top Gun Cup Series as they tackle their first race of the season in the 87s. The 87s, UCRL 87s with Carl and Jimmy in the broadcast booth. Over there, Wednesday, you have Bandit with Carl and Jimmy in the broadcast booth as they get ready to set up their Gen 6 races starting tomorrow. Thursday, you're going to see myself back down on the track in the 87s as we tackle the Legacy Michigan in the 87s. Carl and Jimmy will have the coverage on that. And I finally get to qualify. After so many races, I finally lost the points lead. And I am now sitting P number 2 or 3 in the pretty points, as you know, a couple of people call them. But I am sitting 2nd or 3rd in the pretty points. Friday, no broadcast for CRN as of right now, but make sure you guys tune in on as myself, Ricky, and Caleb Collins go to Auto Club in the next gens at Auto Club at on MSRL on Friday night. No racing or broadcast on Saturday. And then we're going to be back here with myself, back in the booth with the Pro Mazdas at Las Vegas for the Core Premier Series. That's definitely going to be a lot of fun. And then Monday night, you have the GT Series as they go back to racing again. And then you have me and Ricky and Caleb back in the booth on Tuesday night with Chicagoland in the trucks and the ARCA Series. Without further ado, it's been a great broadcast. Well, two great broadcasts here tonight. Both of my best friends up here in the broadcast booth, one being Ricky Gonzalez, the other being Caleb Collins. Without you guys by my side, the broadcast just wouldn't go on. So I want to say thank you to Ricky and
Yes, it would. You can talk to yourself. I've heard you do it before. You're too modest. Thank you, though. It's fun. It's a blast being up here.
Yeah, it's always having a blast up here, having people in the broadcast booth with you, doing whatever you possibly can. But that's going to do it here for myself and Caleb Collins in the broadcast booth for CRN. Make sure you guys take care, brush your hair.